This is no ordinary horse, but you probably noticed that already. It's a clamping device. You straddle like a horse. Now, there are many different breeds, all intended to solve for more niche clamping operations, but they're all built on the same basic principle. Transfer the power of your leg/foot into a clamping head. The shave horse is an ancient device designed and reimagined a million different ways. The more traditional builds, or thoroughbreds, are basic AF. There's nothing wrong with any of these, but I wanted something sturdy that could still be readily broken down and packed away. I also didn't want to be limited by one style or operation. This variant is modular. The parallel frame rail platform allows for quick swap of other devices and other clamping heads. While we won't be building all these today, they are included in the instructions for this shave horse, available for purchase on my website. I'm going to show you how I built, or birthed this thing, I guess, and later, exactly how it's used. Oh, what? If you want to stay protected online, head over to nordvpn.com/mujin. NordVPN keeps your internet connection private and secure by encrypting everything you do online and hiding your real IP address. That's not me. I didn't film this. What, do I have to sit through it? I use it anytime I'm on public Wi-Fi, especially getting work done at the coffee shop, because it prevents anyone else on the same network from seeing my traffic. It also has threat protection, which blocks malware and other harmful sites before they load. Right now, they're running a special deal. When you sign up for a 2-year plan through my link, you'll get a huge discount plus 4 extra months. If you want to try it without commitment, NordVPN offers a 30-day money-back guarantee on all plans. Well, where do I sign up? Great question. Click the link down below or head over to nordvpn.com/mujin to claim this offer and keep your connection secure. Thanks again to NordVPN for supporting this video. And now, I release you. I went to the home center to grab some SYP, but all they had was premium fur, whatever that means. It might have something to do with the premium staples that come with every board. I definitely don't need all of this. My BHAG is to get away with no heavy milling for this project, so I bought an excess in hopes of getting to be a little more persnickety with my cut selections. Not? More like not. Leftover boards get stashed away in the lumber mule for safekeeping. The mule does not yet know it will soon have a baby brother or sister to share a stable with. Shut up! I don't want to hear it. Our stallion will be a bit more angular in nature than I dare admit I'm used to dealing with. So we'll see how this goes. Perhaps best exemplified by the legs, which are the most complicated appendage angle-wise. Designed to posture our pony in a perpetual pose of prompt prowess. It'll only have 3 of them, which would be a disadvantage by normal horse standards. But buddy, if I've told you once, I've told you 100 times, this is no ordinary horse. Listen. These compound angles are giving me irritable bowel syndrome. What am I, a trigonometrist? I cut the paired legs oversized and I'm trying to figure out where to cut the excess off the bottom so it sits level on the barn floor. I laid a construction square on my bench and I'm aligning an upright combination square where the height of the horse would be. The top of the leg is flush with the other perpendicular end of the square. It's just crazy enough to work. I guess we'll find out in a few minutes after the base gets put together. For added stability against racking forces, a dado will be... Stupid marking knife slicing my fingertips off. A dado will be added for either of the paired legs to fit into. Here I cut out some kerfs with a carcass saw and the actual dado is hogged off with a shoulder plane. Over at the drill press we drop a Forstner bit all over the frame and leg pairs. The whole thing will be held together by rubber bands, paper clips, chewing gum, and carriage bolts. And these recesses will keep the bolts discreet. Quick follow-up with a smaller Forstner as I don't have a set of brad tip bits handy for accurate localized drilling. A Forstner has such a tip, so it's basically the same thing. Then you just spit out your chewing gum and... oh my god. I did not drill these holes in the right place. Well, you know what they say. Cut once, measure twice. Anyway, it seems to all be working out now. And it looks like my janky compound angle technique worked. I knew it would. It could be said that the platform is one of the jaws of the clamping mechanism, a stationary one. It could also be said that some of these surfaces are pretty nasty even by hardware store standards. Quality of home center lumber is honestly a race to the bottom. At this rate, lumber won't even be wood anymore within the next 15 years. It's my fault, really, for not spending another 2 hours sifting through the pile. Take heed the orientation of the wood grain for the platform. With the rings facing out, the wood will in turn flare out away from the arm as it moves with moisture or temperature changes. Otherwise, it would tend to bind the arm assembly when it gets humid. Holes are added on either side of the platform so we can later hinge this clamp's better half, the arm. Following through with the jaw analogy, the top of the platform would be most akin to one big tooth. Datoed for ease of fitment. Made up word. This got me thinking. Imagine if horses just had two big teeth, in the shape of horseshoes. Wouldn't that be something? And they just screw into the jaw, almost like a shaved horse platform top. The swinging part of the clamp consists of an arm, a head, and a treadle. The latter two fixed to the former via mortise and tenon joinery. Here I'm marking the locations of multiple holes for a pin to lace through so the clamp height can be adjusted to take different stock sizes. Oh, ignore the blood. This hollow chisel mortiser has been sitting here, unused, since I bought it. Used. The head and treadle have their names written all over this thing. There's just one problem. All the parts I need for it are too big to be clamped on the table. So we're gonna have to get a little freaky. This isn't ideal for many reasons, but it'll still be faster than chiseling this all out by hand. I'm glad I opted for the model with the tilting table, though I wish it was capable of fine adjustment. And hardest. And without the workpiece clamped down, the bit just wants to pick the whole damn thing up and not let go. Once the first mortise is dug and you wrestle it back down, you want to take little nibbles. This is much easier with smaller bits, and I imagine clamped down, but it's all pretty rudimentary from here. The finish certainly isn't anything to write home about, but it works. Confirming the treadle went similarly. I noticed the arm and platform fit was a bit tight. Nothing a few passes on the X4 can't fix. The pin slides between the two holes in the platform just fine, but it's almost impossible to locate the holes through the arm. To solve this, we'll create a shallow groove between the holes. Much better. And what horse would be complete without a saddle? I know I don't want to be the one riding this thing bareback. Oh, I'm pretty sure this one actually is Southern Yellow Pine. I guess a real one slipped through premium fur quality control. It certainly chisels like it, and bears that signature, sickening yellow hue. As far as shapes go, we're going to abandon the linear. Sort of like a tractor seat, I guess, but I don't plan on dishing it out. I will add some decorative bevels, though, to the seat and treadle and head. I think these features will play quite nicely with the rest of the angular equestrian themes. My first thought was to try knocking out this big bevel with a chisel, and it was looking really nasty, so I tried a gouge, and it was still pretty nasty. After I slept on it, I remembered I had, on hand, the tiniest draw knife, and this was promising. I followed it up with the spoke shape to tidy things up. Adding a bevel on the top of the seat as well. Pulling a bit of a wider chamfer around the legs to really knock that angle back. God forbid I get my circulation cut off for too long and have to get both my legs amputated. Thankfully, the head and treadle are just a few passes on a table saw away from their final form. Just gotta guesstimate the distance here. Oh shit, I did that upside down. Welp, guess that's just how that's gonna look now. Now all these platforms and treadles and whatever are going to be fixed in place with wedges, exploiting the power of friction. It'll make for some quick disassembly. I'll be able to say out loud,
"It's time to break that horse,"
and then break it down in less than a minute for transport or storage. I suppose I could have done these with the mortiser, but without the cover of tenon cheeks, those nasty cuts would be exposed to the elements for all the world to see. Until I figure out why they're as gross as they are, I believe I can get much better results doing it by hand, one by one. Okay, let's see how the rest of it goes together. Looking pretty slick. The action is nice and it's an all-around comfortable setup. I feel like the back of the head is missing something, and I also want to round off the front to mitigate marring on workpieces. The shaft/pin the arm pivots on needs some more, I don't know, pizzazz? Maybe this would be a good enough excuse to dust off the lathe. There's plenty of pine scrap laying around. We just need to cylindricize a square section. Damn, too small for the chuck. Guess we're gonna have to go rooting around the top shelf. This oak came from a coffee table that was sitting on our porch when we bought the house. The perfect specimen. I'm freeballing a bit here, guys. In my head, I want the same shape as an early Type 11 plane knob. More mushroom than nipple. A joy for the palms. I think that'll work. This 2-part syringe epoxy is always a mess, but I use it anyways for some reason. It's not coming out evenly on one side. Someone needs the blue glove treatment. I'm ready to move on from this brand. What epoxy do you guys use?
Let me know in the comments.
I knew that was a stupid idea. And I just got done putting the lathe away. Well, this one came out better anyways. It's a little bigger, more mushroomy, everything you could ask for. No hammer this time around, I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna keep the lathe out a little while longer, just in case. All the heavy lifting is out of the way. Now to prep all the parts for oil. Some of these still have pencil marks and printer ink and blood and guts all over them. I started with a plane like a good boy, but lost patience when I kept slamming into knots in reverse grain. So I invoked the Rando Orbit Sander like a scumbag. Yes, I know it's a worse finish. No, I don't care. You already saw all this. Now for some blow. A golden sponge bath as they often call it, but I never call it that. And you shouldn't either. First coat is always the toughest because that wood is just sucking that rag dry. Rest assured, all subsequent coats go much quicker. It might be getting a half shade darker between coats, but it's still very light overall. Give it time. This is pretty much the exact shade the Mighty Nicholson was when it received its blow coat. Now it looks like it's 20 years old. I know this was literally the first thing you saw when you started watching this video, but hopefully you're seeing things in a different light. Wow, this pine looks like shit. I think that's enough close-ups for one video. But man, I really like the way that oak knob looks against it. Only there is some more oak accents. I can live with this. And now for the question on all your minds. Does this shave horse? The horse is comfortable all around. The angle and height of the platform is just right, and the clamp is capable of a surprising amount of pressure. The treadle is wide enough for both feet so you can really put your back into it for those longer pieces. It also helps to be able to move the seat all the way back for these. The seat does not cut off the circulation in my legs, so they will not need to be amputated, which I consider a win. I did notice some play in a few of my joints. This is because the wedge wasn't undercut enough, but these wedges could probably stand to be wider for good measure. I'll fix this later on, but in the meantime, I've updated the plans to reflect this change. It doesn't affect functionality, but it will get worse over time if it's not addressed. Other than that, she shaves like a champ. Good girl.
Ah! Bad girl! Undo!
The shave horse is a draw nice best friend. With this dynamic duo, you can make legs and spindles for stake furniture. You can make tool handles, shingles, and even wagon wheel spokes. The other attachments unlock even more possibilities, like spoons, chair seats, and bowls. Build them all and you pretty much have everything you need to make an entire dining room from scratch. Let me know if you want to see a video on those other configurations in the future. I built us a dining room table earlier this year that could really stand to use some proper seats. So that's somewhere in the pipeline as well. In the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram for all the latest project updates and other misadventures. If you found this video useful, then help me appease the algorithm. Punch that like button, comment, subscribe, share, and if this video is less than 7 days old, hype it up. Otherwise, the algorithm will punish me. If you like what I do and want to support the channel, you can check out my online store, mujincontact.com, where you can find plans for the modular shave horse and a bunch of other cool stuff. If you like what I do and don't want to do all that, well, I like coffee too. You're still here? After all my plugs and pleas for engagement? Gorsh. Well, I sincerely appreciate it, and I look forward to making multiple catastrophic errors with you on the next one too. But for now, it's time for me to hit the old dusty trail. So long, partner, and Godspeed.